were born to win. You're going through, I don't care what you're experiencing right now in your life. I want you to know without a doubt in your mind that you, yes, you were born to win. How do you know? How do you know I was born to win? Because the Bible says he know the thoughts, the plans he has for you. The thoughts of good and not of evil to give you an expected end because you were born to win. Before you were formed in your mother's womb, he knew you and called you to be a prophet to a nation. Why? 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 Because you were born to win. This is the victory that overcomes the world. It is our faith. You were born to win. Guys, so excited to have you today. Dr. George Johnson Jr. Thank you so much for joining our broadcast. We have an amazing word for you on tonight. Before we get started, here it is, guys. There it is, fresh fire. Fresh fire. When is it? It's this Saturday, May 3rd, 10 o'clock a.m. at the Academy for Advanced Studies, 401 East Tomlinson Street, McDonough, Georgia, 30253. Guys, it's going to be an amazing event, and I'm personally right now inviting you to come out and to be a part of it. Come on out and be a part of it. I want to make sure that you guys understand it's going to be at the Academy for Advanced Studies. My wife was talking to me this morning. She said someone got confused. They thought it was going to be at our last location where we had our last meetup. No, this was going to be at the Academy for Advanced Studies. When you pull up, you'll see a sign out there with red balloons. Follow the red balloons and we'll have someone to point you in the right direction. It's going to be an absolute amazing event. What are you going to be doing? I know you asked it. I can hear you asking. What is it about? It's just 5 things that we're going to be talking about. Number 1, it's going to get an opportunity to connect with our ministry. Number 2, you're going to get an opportunity to understand our vision, our mission, our purpose. Number 3, you're going to get to understand our what we're all about in our upcoming events. Number 4, you're going to get to understand our core values, what we value as a ministry. Number 5, and we're just going to have a good time. We're going to talk about how to connect you with your destiny, how to connect your person, and what makes us different than a lot of other ministries. It's going to be an amazing, amazing event, only for 1 hour. So make sure you come out and be a part of that. Here it is, guys. One more announcement, and then we're going to get started. I'm excited about this one. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it, guys. Look at that. Look at that, guys. That is amazing. We're at 280 subscribers. I just want to make sure I spell that word correctly. We're almost there. Our goal is 300. We need 20 more people to hit this goal. You can help us with this goal. How do I help? Just go to Success Nation Network, and all you have to do is click the subscribe button and then click that little bell, and you will become a part of our army of 300 subscribers. You can help us hit this goal tonight. Tonight, if I can just get 20 people tonight to just go on and subscribe and become a part of our army of 300. Guys, so excited, so excited, so excited. Oh, so excited. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so excited. We got an amazing word for you on tonight. I believe that this word is going to be a blessing for you. Just that it was a blessing for me. I think it's going to touch a lot of different things, that you may have been going through, or maybe I've been going through. But we're going to get into the word tonight, and I just kind of want to talk to you tonight as we're leading into our conference that is coming up. I want to just kind of talk to you tonight about some different things, and about some things that maybe I have went through, and maybe you have went through it, and how do you overcome those particular things? Tonight we're going to talk about rejection. And the title of this message is Ghosted by Man, but Backed by God. Now, I know this broadcast go out to a lot of different people of a lot of different age groups, but the word ghosted there means that somebody just walked away. And when they walked away from you, you experienced a pain that most of us are familiar with, and that pain of rejection. If you were in America on last week, all of us witnessed the NFL draft. It was something that I look forward to every year. Every year, my wife will tell you around this time of the year, I look forward to this moment, the NFL draft. It's an opportunity where men who've been their whole entire life, for 20 years of their life, they've been fighting for this moment, this opportunity, this chance to realize their dream, to play for the National Football League. It's an opportunity where young men can change their family's trajectory for the rest of their life. We're talking about a moment in time when suddenly a person's dream is realized. I want you to imagine this moment, and people from all over the country watch this one moment, and fans cheer and they holler and they scream for their favorite player to be selected in the NFL draft. And it never fails. When the commissioner walks up there for the very first time, everybody is on the edge of the seat. It doesn't even matter who they said is the first person that's going to go. You really never know. And this is what this message is about tonight. You really never know when are you going to go in the draft. You really never know until they make and they call your name. And everybody is on the edge of their seat. And when the commissioner walks out there for the very first time, and he says, with the first pick of the NFL draft, XYZ team selects, and they call your name. Last week, the first man that went in the draft was a quarterback by the name of Cam Ward, quarterback for the Miami Hurricanes. Prior to that event, everybody that grade quarterbacks, everybody that looks at the draft, I'm talking about football savants, the best of the best, everyone had two quarterbacks that were the best in college football. One of the gentlemen who was the best at that position was voted by peers, and people agreed. I can't think of the name of the award. Some of my football buddies out there watching, you could put the name of the award in the chat for me. But he was voted the best quarterback in college football last year. And when they called his name, everybody said Cam Ward. Everybody went crazy. They went wild. He went to the Tennessee Titans. Everybody pretty much knew who was going to be number two. That was a gentleman by the name of Travis Hunter. He went number two in the draft. When they got to number three, everybody knew the next name that was about to be called. Everybody knew it. But they went to another name, and they went to another name, and then we're still in the first round. We're talking about the opportunity to make millions and millions and millions of dollars. They get to the ninth pick, and they said, with the ninth pick, this team selects. And they picked a quarterback that was not even on the radar to be selected in the first round. And then they continued to go through the draft. And then they went to one of my favorite teams, the Pittsburgh Steelers, who I believe is one of the best football teams. Surely, they are about to make the selection that everybody's been waiting for. Surely, they're about to make the call. I want you to listen to the title tonight, Ghosted by Man, but backed by God. Here they are. I think it's pick number 21. Everybody knew they need to fill this position. And everybody agreed, here is the next pick. And they said with the 21st pick, this team, the Pittsburgh Steelers, select someone else. Rejection. Here he is, puzzled, a gentleman by the name of Shedeur Sanders. He's the son of famous football player Deion Sanders. Here he is, this young man being rejected and not being selected in the first round. Everybody knew he was the number one quarterback that was voted in college football on last year. He was the number one person selected and voted by all of his peers. He was and anybody, all of the pundits said it was either Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders, but somehow when they got to his name, they did not call his name. Rejection. Rejection. What's amazing to me, all of us have faced being rejected at some point in our life. But what really pains you is when you are rejected and you know that you deserve it. Have you ever been there? Have you ever been rejected, but you know you were the best? You can't put your finger on it. You know, why didn't they pick me? I know I was supposed to be the one. I was the one that was supposed to be, but they chose someone else. Here was a young man, never did anything wrong. High GPA, honored his father, did everything that he was supposed to do. And then they come out the next day. Surely he's going to be selected in this round. And no, he was not selected in this round. I hear somebody that doesn't even know anything about football. My beautiful wife, Kimberly Johnson, she knows nothing about football. I could tell her, hey, he plays quarterback. Kim doesn't even know what the quarterback does. But here she is listening to the pundits and listening to what everybody else is saying. And she said the same thing that most of you will probably ask. Why are they talking about everything else, but not talking about his skill set? Doesn't he have, she began to ask me, can he play? I said, yeah, he's one of the best. Well, why? Why wouldn't they select him if he's the best? Third round goes by, fourth round goes by. Finally, the fifth round goes by and he's selected in the fifth round. What do you do when you're rejected and you know you deserve it? What do you do when doors are closed in your face, but you knew you were the best one? What do you do when people walk away from you for no fault of your own, but they walk away? What do you do when a person tells you, I don't want the marriage no more? They reject you. Rejection. It's a pain. There was a study that was done when I was listening to this. There was a study that was done by a university, and they said that rejection feels as the same pain as a physical punch in your face. The brain can't tell the difference sometimes between what your reaction is to rejection as to a punch. The same amount of pain that you feel with a physical brute force of a punch, the brain identifies the pain as the same. Rejection. What do you do when, here's a young man, he did everything right. Like the old folks used to say, he kept his nose clean. My mama used to say that all the time, keep your nose clean, stay out of trouble. He did everything right. But then they began to talk about stuff that had nothing to do with his ability and what they needed. And they looked over him to choose someone else. Here's another amazing thing. And I was listening to this as I was putting this together. I wrote it down here. Jamal Bryant talks about this in this podcast. He talks about this. He said, when you look at Adam and Eve in the garden, he said, nobody ever thought about the fact that out of all the trees, here's the commandment, out of all of the trees you can eat from, but do not eat from this tree. Because the day you eat from this tree, you will surely die. Here they are. They know what's connected to the outcome. They know that death is connected to the outcome of them eating from this tree. Here's what Jamal Bryant said in his podcast I thought was so powerful. He said, have you ever thought about the trees they overlooked to get to the tree that God told them not to touch? Nobody ever thought to interview all of the wonderful trees that they overlooked, the beautiful mango trees, the beautiful apple trees, the beautiful orange trees, the beautiful banana, all of the trees in the garden that were overlooked, that was passed by just to get to the tree that was going to cause them harm. Can you imagine the pain that those trees felt? Yes, you can imagine the pain because you've been overlooked. They chose the person that don't have your qualification. They chose the person that don't have the degrees that you have. They chose the person because they had the connection of complexion. They chose the person that that didn't deserve it, and you knew you were the next one. They chose the person, and you can't put your finger on why they selected them. You can't prove it. But you knew it was some type of mistreatment going on. Boomer Esiason came on the radio the next day, and he said all of the NFL owners colluded and said, take Shedeur Sanders off the board. He's too arrogant. They confused his confidence with arrogance. Take him off the board because he's too arrogant. They didn't say take Baker Mayfield off the board because he was arrogant. They didn't say take Johnny Manziel off the board. And not only was he arrogant, but he had a drinking problem. They didn't say take him off the board. But no, we need to take this young man off the board who went to class, who did what he's supposed to do, who has a high GPA, who's about to graduate from college, who does what his parents say, did everything right, dot every I, crossed every T. He did everything right. Take him off the board. Have you ever been rejected for something and you did everything you know to do was right? I showed up on time. I completed the application. I did everything I was supposed to do right, but you're rejected by man. You can identify with that pain because when I was a little boy, I never could understand why they selected Barabbas. We used to do the plays, the Easter plays back in the day, and then they get to the part where they're taken before Pilate, and Pilate would set the two people right before the people, and even Pilate knew they have to select Jesus. Here's a man that's blameless. Here's a man that did nothing but healing. Here's a man that there's no fault I can find in him. Here's a man that did everything right. But I never could understand that as a little boy. Can you imagine the pain that Jesus was experiencing in that moment? He was looking at that crowd, and in that crowd, he could see the four people that brought the lame man to him, and he's looking at them and he's saying, I know they're going to vote for me because they seen the miracle I did when they brought the lame man to. There was the man that was by the pool of Bethesda, and all of the people that witnessed that miracle. Surely I got they vote. He began to look at the people when he was at Peter's mama's house, and he did the healing crusade there. Some of them people he fed, the 5,000 he fed. Some of the people he fed. And he's looking out at that crowd and he's saying, surely I know they're going to call my name. Surely I know they're going to vote for me. Surely I know they got my back. And he had to look there and face that crowd and listen to the chants, give us Barabbas. Give us Barabbas. Can you imagine the kind of pain he was experiencing in that moment? I fed these people There's the man. Those are the people over there. They saw when I delivered the demon possessed. Man, they saw it. They experienced it. They witnessed the power. They witnessed all of the miracles that I have done. Surely they're going to give me a pass. And here they are chanting with a loud voice, give us Barabbas. I could never understand that. But that's the power of rejection. But what I love about God, when my grandma auntie used to sing a song, when the devil says no, no, God still says yes. I don't know what experience that you may have walked through, but I want to let you know, I should have titled this sermon as Lessons from Shador. Because I learned 3 powerful lessons in watching how that young man handled that draft. I learned 3 powerful lessons. I should have titled this message, Lessons from Shador. Lessons from Shador. I learned 3 powerful things from him. Number 1, what I learned from him was, he said this, he said, you got to trust God even when people reject you. So here's what I learned from him. Number 1, you got to trust God even when you can't trace God. Let me say that again. You got to trust God even when you can't trace God. There are going to be some times and moments in your life when you can't trace him, but you have to trust him. God, you told me to do this. God, you called me to do it. Folks may walk away. People may reject you. People may not ever accept you, but you got to trust God and lean on his faithfulness. He said in his word, he'll never leave you, nor will he forsake you. He said, I'll be with you always, even unto the end of the earth. When I was listening to Jamal Bryant's podcast this week, he had some similar experiences that I had. I think that's why I identified with this message. So years ago, I interviewed for a head coaching position in Montgomery, Alabama. I was more qualified. I had the better resume. I was supposed to get that job, but I was rejected. And I was rejected to a point where I couldn't understand it. I was angry at God. I was mad at God because I had fasted. I had prayed. Oh my God. I just knew that that was going to be my job. I saw it as that's going to be my job. Not knowing that about 3 months from that day, God relocated me to Atlanta, Georgia, to start the work that I'm doing now. See, sometimes you got to trust God when you can't trace God. And what I mean by trace, when things are happening and things are going on and you can't put your finger on it, you got to trust God and lean on his faithfulness. Number 2, I learned from that young man, Shador. He said, don't give them what they want. He said, don't give them what they want. What does he mean by that? In the middle of him going through that situation, it was a young man played a cruel trick on him. He acted as if he was a GM, calling him, offering him a job, but it was a prank. He was a young man's dream about to be public humiliation. The whole purpose of it was to humiliate Shador Sanders. Shador Sanders said, listen, he said, they want me to react a certain way. They want me to come out of character. He said, but I'm not going to give them what they want. And I want to tell you that don't give the haters what they want. When you're walking in your moments of trouble, when you're walking in your moments of rejection, don't give them what they want. They want to see you doubt God. They want to see you with your head hanging low. They want to see you talking failure. They want to see you talking defeat. The whole attack is designed is to steal your testimony of faith. Don't give them the pleasure of what they want. Number 3, what I learned. I should have titled this message Lessons from Shador, because I learned 3 powerful lessons. The first thing I learned from him was trust God when you can't trace God. And what I mean by trace God, there are going to be moments, there are going to be times when things are happening. You can't understand it, but you have to trust God and depend on his faithfulness. Number 2, don't give the haters what they want. They want to see you act out of character. They want to see you get all upset. They want to see you cry and lean and holler and cry and all that stuff. That's what they want. Don't give them what they want. And then number 3, I learned this both from Shador and Jesus. Stay consistent. Stay consistent. Stay consistent. Can you imagine the pain that Jesus was experiencing when he's looking over the crowd and they're chanting, "Give us Barabbas, give us Barabbas, give us Barabbas." You know, Jesus, come on now. He just like you. He just like you would have been. You would have been like, "Hey, I know that joker right there. I know he ain't talking. I know he not that chanting." And you just like you'll be like, "Okay, I got. Come on now." It'll have been some furniture moving. You know, you'd have jumped up off the stage. They'd have had the Roman soldiers would have had to knock you unconscious. You'd have been upset. Oh, we're about to turn up in here. Especially you fed these jokers. The people you went to their wedding, they running out of they had ran out of wine. You worked a miracle and then give them the best that heaven had to offer. And here they out there chanting, "Give us Barabbas." Come on now. They treat me like I'm there. Come on. You got to put yourself in that place. And he did not act out of character. He remained consistent. So what does that mean? When things begin to tug and pull at your tongue and you want to cuss a joke out, you want to turn up, don't turn up. The only thing you turn up is turn up your prayer life. Turn up your fasting. Turn up your seeking God. But don't turn up on them and give them what they want. Stay consistent in your walk with the Lord. Amen. Here we are, guys. Fresh fire. I want to see you guys Saturday. I want to see you Saturday, May 3rd, 10 o'clock a.m., 401 East Tomlinson Street, McDonough, Georgia. I believe it's going to be an amazing event, guys. It's going to be an amazing event. I believe it's going to be an opportunity for you to meet us, an opportunity for you to fellowship with us, an opportunity for you to get to understand the vision, the purpose, what Success Nation is all about. What is this Fresh Fire meetup? What is that all about? That's what we're going to be talking. It's not going to be a traditional church service per se. We're going to have some word. We're going to have a little singing, but most importantly, I'm going to show you guys how to connect. So I brought this flyer here that talks about 5 things what Fresh Fire is about. So number 1 is a chance for you to connect with us and understand our ministry. We're going to have some donuts there. It's going to be really, really fun. It's going to be nice. It's going to be really fun. Number 2, it's an opportunity for you to learn the purpose, the vision, and the mission behind Success Nation and Fresh Fire. Number 3, we're going to let you know about our upcoming event because we have about 4 upcoming events. We have a marriage conference that we're going to do this year. So we want to make sure you guys can stay connected with that, plugged into what we're doing. Number 4, it's our core values. We're going to talk about what we value as a ministry. And then number 5, we're going to talk about, I have a word I'm going to give you. I'm going to minister a little bit about that. Last thing I want to talk about tonight, there it is, guys. We are almost there. We are almost there. I believe we're going to hit this goal real soon. We are almost there. We have 280 subscribers. We're looking for our goal of 300. You can help us get there. I believe that. And I believe we'll get there real soon. God bless you guys. We'll see you on Saturday. I'm so excited. I'm excited about it. Share your tales. Invite somebody. Tell them, hey, come on, let's see what Fresh Fire is about. Let's see what that guy's talking about. It's going to be an amazing event, guys. I believe it's going to be great. God bless you. We'll see you on Saturday.